that'll be it. And we're rolling, right? So we can jump right in.
Awesome.
Hi, newbies. Hi, Raashi.
Hi.
Welcome to Are You New Pod, which is a podcast about first-time experiences. My friend Raashi just had one of the biggest firsts that you have in life. You get what, like being born is a big first.
That's a huge one.
It's like the most important first, I would say.
I would think so, yes.
And then I guess for some, getting married is a first.
Yeah.
And guess who just did that?
I really did. And it's fresh.
It's so fresh.
It's
Do you
so
see
fresh.
the Mindy? Okay, and then show them the ring. Just flash it.
And then
Just like so gently.
there's like a whole
ring.
There's a whole stack going on in here.
Yeah. It was very cute. This was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Two
2 weeks
weeks
ago.
Yeah.
In Arizona, which I had
Yes.
never been to before.
A first.
A first. Wait, had you been to Arizona before you started planning for your wedding?
No. Not at all. So I wanted to get married in the with mountains. But
Okay,
Colorado,
as one does.
but Colorado's so cold and I would have to wait even longer.
No.
So I was like, either I plan a wedding in like 5 months or like a year and a half, and I don't want to do that. So I'm like, let's go to Red Mountains. And we're like, you know what sounds fun? Scottsdale. Never been there.
Never been there, but you
Toured
can.
like 5 different properties at once, found one, and that was it. Now I've been to Scottsdale like 4 or 5 times.
Very cute area.
Yeah, it is really
The mountains
cute.
are stunning. I'm sorry. Did you guys know that cacti grows on mountains? Am I just?
Yeah.
I'm just like not a desert babe.
Now that I've seen it so many times, I'm like, must be true.
Must be true. Must be
Checks
real.
out.
Oh my god. Such a stunning, like the view for her like ceremony,
Yeah.
like both of them, because she had multiple, because that's what baddies do.
Yeah, multiple weddings in one.
Breathtaking. Like it was so stunning. That background, I'll never forget. One of the ceremonies was at sunset, and we were all like, wow. And then she came out in like a white sari, and we're like, whoa. It was so pretty.
That was the goal. I'm so glad we achieved it.
No, you guys looked stunning.
It was a lot of fun. It really was.
And I also loved Shalom's outfits, and I feel like everyone forgets about the groom, as they should. But he looked really good at every event. It just like suited him and who he was.
Yeah.
But like it was like signature clean cut. I loved it.
He's a fashion girly. He knows how to put together an outfit.
Yeah.
He's the one who told me to wear this outfit today because
Oh my
that's what we do. He's like, let me pick out an outfit. That's like his thing.
That is so cute.
I sent him on his own to go shopping, and I was like, you go, and then you also handle my sister's boyfriend's shopping and my dad's shopping. I was like, you can handle all of this because he knows what he's doing.
A man you can trust for wedding planning.
Yeah.
I love that. We love to see it.
He's one of a kind.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's really cute. Yeah. And everyone killed it.
Yeah. And everyone showed up. All the guests showed
Everybody looked
up.
good.
It was awesome.
It was a gathering of literally the most attractive people you'd ever seen.
Yeah.
It was a convention of hotties. And I was
It's
glad
true.
to be in their number. Everyone did. For every event, everyone had like looks that they had prepared.
Yes. And had been preparing for months. I got so many texts and I was like, please, the better,
Do
like
all
more
of it.
fancy, the better.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. So that was really cute. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Do you feel like, how does it feel post-wedding? Do you feel like a low? I feel like, because you're on such a ride of adrenaline.
The thing is, I do so much in my life at all times that I think it's probably
Raashi has the most jobs that you've ever heard of any one person doing.
100%.
All of the time. For all the years that I've known her, she has 11 jobs.
Yeah.
You'd be like, are you paying off a debt to the mafia?
I
Like,
mean-
it has to be.
Yes.
The mafia is the landlord.
I don't know where I find the hours, but I do. And it's just like so normal for me to do a billion things. So right after the wedding, I think for most brides, the wedding is probably the most you've done.
Yes.
And then you go immediately to like nothing, like no to-dos. For me, I'm like, I went from the most to-dos of my life because it was multiple things at once to
Yes.
like a little bit less.
Yeah. Just
Because
like
I'm going
one
to-
thing off your plate.
Yeah. And producing another show and starting a new position as a teacher at a different place. It's just a lot of different things that then took over the week after. So I'm like, oh, my list is just as long. It's just different. So I will say I'm tired,
Yes.
but I'm not chilling.
I'm not bored.
I'm not bored
I'm
at
tired,
all.
but I
I'm
would
not.
like to be, maybe.
It would be
I would
really
like
nice
know
to
what
be
that
bored.
feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been bored in a while. So
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, you're starting a new position?
yeah, because I teach 7th and 8th grade at a
Yes. At a
private school.
Mhm.
And
And the school will stay private.
yes.
Mind your business.
It is a private school. So I've done this program once before, like a couple years ago. So now this is my second time doing this program. It's
Okay.
a lot of fun. It's very cool. But yeah, so now I like go to school
Mm,
like twice a week.
like a real teacher.
Yeah.
Wow.
Except this school is very different than what my high school was like, or like my middle school, high school. I didn't have a second to breathe. And these kids are like, I have 6 free periods today. So I'm going to go to
6
the
free
coffee shop down the road. I'm like, what?
Also, like, do they even? I feel like New York schools don't give out homework anymore either.
Yeah, one of my kids was like, this is my first year with grades. And I'm like, you're
grades?
12. What have you
It's
been
correct.
doing until now?
Oh my gosh, we were having existential crisis. I had to worry
Yeah.
about my SSL hours, making sure that I made over 200 hours so I could get some sort of
Yeah.
scholarship. I don't know that I did, but I had so many hours, but I don't know that I got a scholarship for it. And then we had so much homework.
Yeah, so much homework.
And
And
then
grades on
after-school
grades on
activities.
grades. Yeah. They do have a lot of after school activities,
Yeah.
but during the day, they get to like space things out and like chill.
I can't tell whether we need the studies on this. Was my suffering for naught? Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, did I need to be that stressed out at 13 years
No,
old?
I don't think you did.
Yeah.
And all those kids that I know that are like chilling in free periods, they're going to like Harvard and stuff. So I'm like, everything is fine.
But
We
was
don't
the
have
bar
to do this.
lowered? Has the bar lowered, or is it just that like we found an alternative, more effective way of learning?
Where they have a lot of money and people
They're
will
rich,
help
and
them.
that's the
and
thing I
there
never
it
had
is.
to worry about.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. All of this is because I wasn't rich. Actually, all of the
Because
worry.
they have like a personal counselor who knows all your grades. My
Yeah.
counselor barely knew my name. But
And
that's
why
like
would she?
And that's on public school in New Jersey.
500 in my
Yeah.
class. Like,
it just was not happening for her.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, you're another Indian kid in this school who has the same grades as everyone else." I'm like,
groundbreaking.
"Yeah, thanks for helping."
But I'm short, so like I'm different.
I am
I'm not
different.
like them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I am now. So.
Okay, that's really cool. I'm excited for your new journey
Yeah.
with these
7th and
kids.
8th graders.
7th and 8th
Scary,
graders.
scary.
The
They're still
scariest
scary.
people.
No matter what, they stay scary.
Do you know what? When I get on the train, when I see like high schoolers
Oh my
and
God.
teenagers, there's just a chill that runs down my spine a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they're the scariest members of society.
They are. They are.
Because you don't know what they're going to say.
No.
And they don't care.
Yeah.
They'll look you dead in the eye. The worst thing they could do, mind you, is not say anything, look at you and laugh.
No, that's the worst.
Because that's then a trauma. Then you have to go home, look in the mirror and be like, but
Why?
what was it?
Yeah, why?
But it was me, I know, but what was it?
Yeah, I was on the subway one day and one kid was doing like flips and tricks and just like messing around.
Yeah.
And then he accidentally kicked the phone out of my hand. And he picked it up and he apologized for like the rest of the 4 or 5 stops we were on the train
my
with.
God.
And he was like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, I know you're being so kind, but I'm so scared. Please get off the train right now. Like, I can't do this.
I can't be around a teenager right now.
I was like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. For like 5 stops. It was really scary.
You're like, this is just getting worse.
Yeah.
I'm like, now I have to apologize. Like,
Yeah.
I too am sorry.
I'm so
I
sorry for
should've-
being here.
I'm so sorry for existing.
Yes.
I should never have owned a phone,
No.
actually. Yeah.
Especially in a day and age where we were both on the subway at the same
Yes.
time. Scary. Never should have been here.
I'm actually gonna
Yeah.
call up Apple and cancel all my accounts. That's wild. But shout outs to you
Yeah.
for wrangling them.
Thank you.
But you're
I'm
such a
working
good
really hard.
teacher. Raashi is also for any Indian wedding that happens where we're invited. She's responsible for all of the dances, the choreography.
I did choreograph for all of our friends.
All of our
and
friends.
you really killed it. It was just
Oh my gosh, I practiced so hard because I had to teach my white friend Jess. Yeah.
What a trooper she was.
She was amazing.
She was awesome.
She did it. She was so scared, but
She
did
showed
it.
up. She did it. She
It was
killed
a
it.
hard dance.
It was not easy. I did not take
decided
it easy.
we were all professional, and I'm like, girl, this is supposed to be a little cute moment, just whatever. But it was a competition, low key, because everyone in that wedding dances
Yeah.
really well. Like the bride and groom side both have dancers,
Yeah.
so we had to show up and kill it. Shout
Exactly.
out to Anuja and Ankur.
For getting married and giving Thanksgiving has a great time.
Oh, yes, for your love. Thank you very much. Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, cute. So you also are working on shows, which you'll
Yes.
tell us about at the end.
Yes, I'll happily.
Raashi is a director, a producer, a choreographer, a teacher, a project manager, a wife to some.
To one. To one.
To one.
He's there somewhere.
A daughter. And also somebody who has multiple tattoos
Yes.
at this point.
Yeah.
And today we're going to dive into her very first tattoo.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a story.
Okay, let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
When did you know that you wanted a tattoo? How old were you?
I always was like, yeah, I would get a tattoo, but I don't know what. So
Okay,
I'm like,
cool.
unless something is like, it'll like click in my head of like, yes, I thought of something and I feel good about it, then I'll get this tattoo.
To really flavor.
Correct. And like they have like bangles and stuff for $30, very overpriced. And it's like, oh, I could get this for 4 cents on the streets of India, but yes.
Is the vendor an Indian person?
No.
Okay.
No.
I had a feeling.
It's like a white girlie in a kurta. Like that's what's just going
so
on.
dead. Okay, cool. Great.
But that's what you know. Like, it's so fun
yeah.
to walk around those stores. And
Yes.
I'm like, Ganesh, like in the middle of this random East meets West store with like incense everywhere and crystals.
I'm so dead.
I love those stores.
And they're in every town for some reason because they're all over like upstate New York as well.
Yeah.
And like Austin and stuff.
I
And
feel
I'm just
right
like,
at home,
what
you know,
is
when I
going
see
on?
that.
Who created this like recipe for a small town? And like I guess liberalish small town.
Yeah.
Where like you need one like candle store
Yes.
with like natural oils, whatever. And then you have the crystal store. And then
Yeah.
you have like a random boutique. And then one
Exactly.
racist store to really bring it all
together. And
That's
then
the
there's also
goal.
like African soap in the corner. And I'm like,
Yes.
of course, who made this?
The Africans.
Yeah. Directly from Africa.
Directly from the country of Africa. It's never
Yeah.
specified where in Africa.
It is
Never.
just African,
African
soap. Correct.
Um,
Yeah. So great place.
okay, cute.
Love it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just decided one day, I'm like, you know what? Today's the day. I'm going to make an appointment. And then I went and got this tattoo.
Who knew you were getting the tattoo?
I think just my family. My mom is very against tattoos.
Because I was going to say, how does your family feel?
No, my dad's like, I can't stop
don't
you from
care.
doing anything. I don't care
Yeah.
anymore. He
You're
like
an adult.
accepts his fate and then he's
Yeah,
moved
it's like
on.
I did the best I could with what I had.
Exactly. So my mom, however, every time I brought up a tattoo, she's like, I'm disowning you if you get a tattoo. And I'm like, that's really dramatic.
That's so dramatic.
It's so dramatic. Like it really has nothing to do
It'll
with you.
be okay.
And then my sister got like 2 little tattoos and my mom.
Before you?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
Like just before, like maybe 6 months before me.
Right.
And my mom was like so disappointed, but she didn't disown her. So I
Yeah.
was like, cool,
So this
now I'll
doesn't
just
seem
do
that
it.
serious.
We'll be okay. I'll just do it.
This is such a dynamic of younger sister and older sister. The younger one was like, okay, whatever, disown me then.
Yeah, let's see.
And
Let's
then
see
the
you
older
try.
sister was like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
I didn't even think I had an option.
No. There was like one birthday that I'm like, maybe I'll get a tattoo. And then I called my mom and I was like, I think I'm going to get a tattoo. And she was like, I'm going to murder you. And I was
Okay,
like, that's
well,
dramatic.
Now this is a thing.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So you went.
I went to get this tattoo. And the whole thing behind it, so this is like a journey through my life.
Okay.
When I was like in 5th grade and my parents got me this like tablet looking thing.
Okay.
Now we're
Tablet.
old, so a tablet is a generous term that I'm using.
Yes. I
It
also
was-
know the year and tablets did not exist.
No,
so-
it looked like a tablet. It was like
Yes,
a big,
yes.
like clunky thing.
Yes.
And it had the solar system on it. And you could click on a planet and then click on like buttons at the bottom to see like the mass of this planet, how many Earth days, how many moons it had, and all of this, right?
So educational,
All of the-
so foreign.
It
I
is
love
very like my dad bought me this present and I
Yeah.
was obsessed. And I was like, I had memorized so much of the information. I thought it was so cool.
It is.
It is super cool. And I would like bring it to show and tell and I would bring it to school and
That's
stuff.
so
And I'm like,
cute.
guys, look how cool it is. Like you have all this information information at your fingertips.
Yeah, because do you actually know the mass of Mars? And if you don't, that's crazy at your big age. The big age is like 3.
You should know by now.
This is basic information, babe.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm going around showing people this tablet. I thought it was so cool. Then it got to a point where I started like really understanding the numbers. And I'm like, oh, like 1 million. Like that's a big number.
That's a big
And then
number.
I start asking my dad, I'm like, what is, and he's like, this is actually not to scale. And he's like, to scale, it would look like totally different.
Yeah.
It would be that much farther apart,
Yes.
whatever. And I'm like, okay, so that's the information here. What about like on either side? What is it? And he's like,
The
more.
Milky Way.
It's just like more
it's
of
more.
this. And he's like, more galaxies, more this, more that. And he's like, stars. And I'm like, what do they look like? He's like, we don't know. Because by the time it reaches it, that star might be dead. Like, who knows? So he's like telling me about space. Right?
I love that your dad, I know there's a part of him where like he sees you coming and he's like, here we go. Okay, now I have to be an astronomer. That's not what I signed up for when I got this damn gift.
And the thing is, my dad does know like everything there is to know in the world. He's just one of those dudes. So he's like, no, it's like more. So he just starts explaining the entire
galaxy.
space. Yeah, like what is space?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but then what's on top outside of that? He's like, more. And I'm like, where does it end? And he's like, it doesn't. And I'm like, so then why are we here? And then I start asking questions, and he tells me that like the basis of this planet is carbon. So like this is why we exist here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what, is there another place? He's like, there might be a version that's
Which
like
is
based off of something else.
Blowing at that age.
100%. I'm like 11, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 10, maybe 9.
Your
something.
brain is literally like, what?
And I could not comprehend. And then I went into a full blown existential crisis.
Which, I mean, I was like, this is leading directly to a preteen existential crisis.
I was not okay. And I'm like, I don't get it. Like, it's so, who cares about anything anymore?
What is the
because
point?
it's too big. Who cares? And I was spiraling like, what if there's another Earth out there? And what if there's another Raashi out there? And no one cares about her.
Is she?
And no one cares about me. And no one cares about her. And who cares if I do my homework? Because why does it matter?
Why does it matter?
I just full panic. And then I also like took a day to panic. And then I realized I pulled myself out of the panic by myself.
Very older sister.
It is.
Because no one else was going to
Who was going to do that for me?
You.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to pull myself out of this because I realized that like, let's say I don't do my homework because that's the most pressing issue at that time.
Yes.
If I don't do my homework, my teacher yells at me.
Yes.
And the like whatever hurt, pain, embarrassment, anxiety that I feel is still real for me.
Yes.
And that's why it matters. Where like the rest of the shit actually doesn't matter. The fact that I'm going to get yelled at does matter. So based off of that, I was like, I'm throwing this fucking tablet away and I'm done.
Oh my God.
And I got rid of it and never thought about it again.
This is literally a story of like, I feel like this could be a book where like the tablet kind of became like a curse.
Yeah.
That would like drag you in.
Yeah.
And make you like spin around.
Yes. And lose your mind every time you see it. Yeah.
It was like the cursed tablet.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So based off of that, it just kind of, that started to shift my worldview into like what's real and right here.
And like grounded.
And that also like talks about like how much spirituality I have in my life because I'm like, who cares? I still have to like answer to things right now, right here.
In this existence.
Yeah. And I have to do things right now for me right here. And like if I hurt someone, that matters more than like generally in the world, what other energies there are and whatnot. I'm like, no, but I can control what I can control.
Yes.
So that really started to like cement my worldview.
There are people who've read the Bible who haven't gotten to this level of enlightenment that Raashi got to at 11 years old
11.
because of a tablet that taught her about the planet. Who would have seen this coming? What a journey that you took. There's
My parents
therapists
are
who
in
are
the
still
corner,
trying to
like-
explain this to people.
Yeah.
In this planet, in the today of things.
Yeah.
Be grounded in that.
It changed. So I decided to do a little like space themed tattoo.
The curse that you broke.
Yes.
The gift and the
that
curse.
now I carry with me
everywhere
I
you go.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Okay, so wait. So did you explain to your sister that you wanted some sort of planet?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, I want like a minimal, really simple, something with planets, something with like stars and stuff, and just a little something. Like,
Okay.
to
Nothing
represent
dramatic.
that. Yeah, nothing like super specific of like it has to be exactly like this or it has to be to scale and it has to like none of that.
Location wise, were you debating where you would have it, or was that like one of the first things you knew? You were like, I'm gonna have it in this spot, and let's draw to that.
I had to figure out a location, but I basically wanted someplace that I could see.
Ooh.
And that I could show. I didn't want it to be like super hidden.
Cute.
Because I'm like, if I'm gonna go through the effort of getting a tattoo and like making sure I like paying that much money for it, I'm gonna see it.
Yes.
So I made, but based off of that, there's like limited areas that you see all the time.
Yeah. And then the actual process of getting the tattoo, were you nervous? Because you guys, some of my closest friends lose their minds when they're getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
They're apparently terrified of needles. I'm like, what a time to be discussing this as we're about to get a tattoo.
You're like, do you know how they do this?
This process happens?
Yeah. I was honestly okay. I have no problem with needles. I have no problem with blood. I am not like icked out by gory things like that.
And your pain tolerance?
And my pain tolerance, I wasn't sure, but this like really cemented that I have a high pain tolerance.
You feel like you have a high pain tolerance. Yeah.
I like suffer from migraines all the time, and my parents were the first people to be like, I think you have a high pain tolerance because you live with migraines all the time. And I was like, you know what? You might be right on that.
You see what suffering can do for you. Nothing good, but you can handle getting a tattoo.
Correct.
So, you know.
Highly recommend.
Silver lining. Yay. Migraines.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll live with it one way or another.
Okay, so you weren't that nervous.
I was okay.
Getting it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And the guy like checked with me. He's like, are you okay? And I'm like, it feels like it's scraping my bone, but that's fine. That is how
scraping
I felt.
my bone is a crazy sentence to say, followed by, but that's fine. What do you mean? Is it fine?
That is kind of how it felt. But it was okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I got through it fine.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And did you follow everything like diligently?
I did.
Yeah.
I was like very specific. I'm like, I'm going to put like Aquaphor on it and whatnot.
Yeah.
Be very careful about it. But also it was like itchy and, you know, that kind of stuff is always annoying, but it's okay.
Not a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I, like, me and my friends got a matching tattoo. Very tiny, very small. But you know how they're like, oh yeah, you shouldn't have alcohol. The way I refused to have a drop of alcohol just in case. I would have absolutely. Meanwhile, some of my friends were drinking a whole bottle of wine before. And I'm like, I just feel like we're not following the rules and the directions. What if I bleed out?
That's so representative of that group
of
friends.
Yeah, I'm like, holy, like, what if for some reason my blood becomes really thin?
It's that thin.
And I bleed out from like a tiny,
the tiniest
barely
needle.
visible.
That tattoo is so small, you guys. It's so thin.
Like, to the point, it's like, it's right here. Wait, camera. It's right here and there's no way for you to see it.
Because
I was like, small. No, because if I have a sip of wine, then that's how I'm gonna die.
Yes.
From the tattoo. I wasn't nervous about like actually the pain or anything else, but I was like, but we must follow all the proper direction. Yes. Yeah. And then again, on the other side, some people were drinking bottles of wine.
It makes sense.
At 10 a.m. I won't say who, but it's okay.
I know who. Based off of your group.
She does know who.
I'm sure I know who.
Yeah. Did you feel it's so exciting though? Like after you get it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like as adults, it's very few things that actually make us really excited.
Yeah.
Like, there's very few presents you can give me now. Any present will make me happy, please. If you want to give me a present, bring it. But the level of, like, adrenaline rush that I get from a present, it's just not that many things that I can't get myself.
No, it's true. It's so true.
But this is like
a rush. But I will say, I got a tattoo and I got, like, a haircut around the same time. And it was shorter than usual.
Oh, it's giving crisis.
And but that made me go into a crisis because I was like, I don't look like myself. Something is permanently altered and my hair is short and I can't.
Oh, no.
But then I got over it. Yeah, the hair grew back and I was fine. It was mostly probably the hair.
I actually think it's a beautiful, like, full circle moment that the planets made you go into a crisis. And the tattoo about the planets made you go into a crisis and then grounded you back.
Yeah.
It's very cyclical. I love that.
It
Full
just
circle.
it made sense. It made
Yes.
perfect sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we can tell the people, where is the tattoo?
So the tattoo is right here on my arm. And the great thing is that they worked it into my mehndi because I really hate when it's just like a box around
Yes.
a tattoo.
I'll post a
But-
photo of the close-up of the tattoo.
Yeah. And it worked out really nice. And it's like nice and bold.
It's very beautiful.
And it's like just right there all the time.
And
I'm
you
like,
can
oh,
see
yes.
it. It's very cute.
I
She's
do
like,
see
I
it all
remember
the
when I
time.
was 11 and lost my mind.
Yeah.
I remember.
And if I ever tell my dad this story, he's like, yeah, I don't know. Like he doesn't know
like,
that he
sure.
put me into a full existential crisis. I also like learned way too much that year. You know, like
Yes.
it's one of those years. Like I learned about the Holocaust that year, and that also like depressed me for a really long time.
Yes.
I like read the Diary of Anne Frank that year. It was
Yes.
there was a lot of
Numbering
things
the
that I was like,
stars.
oh no, this is real life in adulthood.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
grown up. It's too
Yeah.
much. Oh, that's also around when we were learning about like health class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
You learn you grow hair.
I
and
probably
you're
got
just
my
like,
period
what is
that
going
year.
on?
I was just
Probably
like
did.
everything happened that year.
It's
It was
too
a lot.
much.
Yeah.
It's too much all at once.
Yeah. Would not recommend doing it all at once.
Would not recommend growing up, actually. Would not recommend teaching your children about science.
all of these things.
Actually.
Space
Or
it out,
history.
you know?
Yeah, space it out,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Now we're going to play a little game
Oh my gosh.
called True Millennial.
I'm ready.
It's 5 simple questions you should know
Okay.
because you were alive.
I was alive. And I
during
am
the
a
early
millennial.
aughts.
Yeah.
She was alive.
Yeah.
You paid attention, I feel like.
I hope so.
Did you guys have cable?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because that is a thing I have to ask. Because I, again, will always think of the people who didn't have cable. The people are me. I somehow caught on to so many of the things. I somehow watched Nickelodeon and a lot of the Disney
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
But I guess at my cousin's house or whatever, every time I went to someone's house, I'm like, can we please, can we watch something?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, are you okay? I wasn't.
No.
I was
she
trying to catch up
wasn't.
on culture.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys had cable.
We did.
Okay, cool. The way this is going to work, I'm going to ask you the questions first,
Okay.
and then you write it down, and then we will go over the answers at the end.
Oh my God. This is like a quiz. I'm stressed.
It's cool. You got this. Deep breaths.
Don't ask me the mass of Mars. That's where I'm gonna. I threw that
Imagine.
away. I threw it away. It's
From
not
her
here
brain.
anymore.
Okay, first question.
Okay.
Name, very simple. Name 3 Disney Channel original movies.
Oh my God. Some DComs?
So just come on.
The entire
Decals
intro
is
like plays in my
crazy.
head.
Them
Jumping
into
over the film reels?
I thought it was the coolest thing.
Oh no. The ones that are coming into my head are so crazy right now.
You're like, what am I thinking?
Oh no.
You're fine. You're like, oh no, this is all embarrassing.
It's like these are the ones I watch.
The Disney Channel. Oh my God. Now when I edit it, I can see how crazy it looks. Can you? Well,
That's what we
Mickey
need.
Mouse.
We need the like
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they now when they recreate what the actual shape they created is, it
I
always looks
love
so
those.
crazy.
That-
Me too.
And I also love the like real sounds
Oh
where
my
they're just
gosh,
like,
yes.
and it's just like really awkward and weird and silent. I love it.
They're like, did I do that? Can I get another take of that? Thank you. They're like, no, just walk away.
See, now I'm thinking of like more normal ones, but I chose 3 pretty weird
You did
ones. All right.
Okay, number 2.
Okay.
What was the theme song for Zoe 101?
Okay. I'm like trying to sing it in my head.
I'm like singing it.
Yeah, I'm like, where does the chorus come in? I'm like,
If you could just do number 2 and then you'll sing it when I say.
Yeah, that's that one.
You'll sing it.
Okay, I'm gonna remember Zoe 101.
Yeah.
I do know that one. That's
Yes,
the song.
yes,
I know.
Okay, number 3. What duo won MTV Movie Awards Best Kiss and had an iconic kiss on stage?
Oh my
in
God.
2005. I was like, she must have seen this. That clip
I think I
resurfaces all
recently
the time.
rewatched it.
Just by herself. It was a Tuesday. Nothing was happening. This wasn't solicited. She pulled this up.
I was like, YouTube, 2005 MTV
Awards Kiss, as one does.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Number 4. Why did Tom Cruise jump on Oprah's couch? If you guys, I know there's probably so many like zillennials and younger, whatever, who are like, what are you, the words you're saying makes no sense.
They're like, I think I've heard of Tom
I
Cruise.
think I know Oprah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
And it literally shifted the culture.
Yeah, it
We had
did.
never seen anything like that.
Such passion.
It became international news. I'm pretty sure it was like on BBC.
I'm sure it
and
was.
Al Jazeera.
They didn't have much to talk about.
True. I miss those days. I miss not having that much to talk about.
I know.
I want that back. I miss
RIP.
presidented times.
So true.
Number 5. This is an opportunity
Oh no.
for a shameless plug.
Okay.
Where was Kalhonaho shot? There were 2 locations. Write them down. 2 main locations.
I believe. I think I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you know one, but I'm more...
I mean, there's a couple I get. We mapped it recently.
Are you serious?
We went frame by frame and tried to figure out that intro montage. She runs a marathon.
Truly a marathon.
It's crazy.
I feel so bad for the actress. I wonder how much she had to prepare for that.
I mean, she's not sweaty
Cardio.
at the end of it. Not even a little bit.
Actors
Her blowout
never
is
sweat.
perfect.
Real actors never sweat.
Because that's the first thing I thought. I was like, she ran from like...
Do you think... Wait, I don't remember how much of her we see. Do you think it was a double?
Potentially.
Right?
Yeah,
Do you know
because
what I
some
mean?
of it
I
is
don't
like just
see
from the
Bollywood,
back.
A Bollywood actress being like, let me
run through
go
like
method with
Columbus
this
Circle.
running.
Yeah, no, she's not doing that.
No. Yeah.
Yeah,
That body double is crazy. Okay.
exactly.
We're ready?
Okay, we're ready.
Okay, first question. Name 3 Disney Channel original movies.
The first one I thought of was True Confessions.
Raashi.
And like, why?
Literally, why?
Why did
I
I think
haven't
of
thought of
True
that movie in
Confessions?
so ever. I
Yeah.
never think of it actually.
But I've seen it more than once and I don't know why.
Wow. It's important to you, and that's okay.
Thank you.
I love that. I support you in
I'm
this.
sure it's on Disney Plus.
somewhere.
Go watch it. Give us some views.
Yeah.
No, it's not getting any views right now. So
Rashi's the soul
It's-
viewer. Once a year, it has like a spike, and it's just
it's
Raashi
just
watch
me.
a rewatch.
a rewatch of True Confessions, looking at Shia LaBeouf's humble beginnings.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I loved him down.
Yeah.
I loved Shia LaBeouf.
He was
Even
great.
Steven.
Yeah.
Pauls.
Yeah.
Pauls really cemented.
That
For
really
me.
freaked me out. That movie freaked me
really,
out.
I was obsessed with it.
I was like, this is weird.
I did, as a high schooler, I did a whole like research on that movie's adaptation,
Yeah.
the book's adaptation.
That's a good one.
Because it was excellent.
Yeah.
It was like one of the best.
That's a great one. to
Yeah, no, I
think
loved
about.
it. It
Yeah.
did make me so scared of what was it, the lizards? I forgot what they were
Oh,
called.
I was thinking about scorpions for days after watching
The
it.
scorpions and the like little lizards that would hit.
Yeah.
Even though apparently they're not like dangerous to humans or whatever. I don't
In
fucking
holes,
trust that.
though.
In holes, they were.
Yeah.
They were so scary. I
So
loved
true.
it. Madame Zeroni.
Yeah.
Okay. 3. Okay, you mentioned
So I
one.
said True Confessions. I also thought of Stuck in the Suburbs.
Yes.
Another crazy one.
But good. I really liked it.
Yeah. And
I
then
watched that more than once.
I've definitely seen that so many
Yeah.
times, especially when I was younger. I watched it like all the time.
Mhm.
And then I think that put me on
Suburban
a
Babies.
like a path to saying Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior, which was a little later. That was
I
like a
didn't
little.
watch that.
It was definitely later.
Ooh.
So like we were probably in high school or something, or
Yeah,
late middle
yeah,
school.
yeah.
So it wasn't like
Wait, maybe
childhood.
I had-
It was somewhere in the middle, and she was cool in that movie.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
that was a good one.
Very good.
Yeah. So I,
love
got
how
better.
It wasn't like My Date with the President's Daughter,
No.
like Eddie's Cookout. Like you're like, no, impossible. How can
yeah.
that be?
No, not the ones that come
Not
to
the
mind.
ones. Okay. Can you
I did sing the ooh. I'm just another
kind of
girl.
And I'm here to
Do I look good today? That's the part that
Ooh.
she's
I know
really
you see me standing here
at PCA,
Do
the
I look
coolest
good to you, my dear?
boarding school or whatever it was.
I should have asked the name of the school. I never remember the name of the school.
PCA.
Yeah.
I know it's
Do I look
PCA.
good today? am I crazy or are they doing some sort of spin? No, from Victorious, they're doing some sort of spin-off.
Are they?
Yeah, I heard
Why?
recently. They shouldn't.
Anything with Dan Schneider, they shouldn't.
shouldn't.
Make something new. It's
Like,
okay.
we've
We
done
can leave
enough.
it behind.
You did all you could when you did.
Agreed.
Okay, 3. What duo won MTV Movie Award Kiss and created an iconic?
It's got to be The Notebook. And I saw The Notebook
Sure
on Broadway,
is.
and that's why. Because I saw it on Broadway, and then I realized maybe The Notebook is my favorite movie because I knew every scene, every line. It was because I've
so
never thought of The Notebook as like a favorite movie of mine.
Yes,
But
and then you're
apparently
like,
I know
somehow
everything about it.
You've memorized the entire
movie.
Who would have thought?
And then I went back and had a new appreciation for the film.
Yes.
And then that led me to finding the clip.
She did a whole deep dive on The Notebook. I love your little like crisis slash deep dive. Like you go way too intense
Way
into
too deep.
everything.
Man, that brain space could be used for something else. Yet here
but
I am.
why? You know, that's true. Ryan Gosling, Rachel McAdams,
It was
MTV Awards.
so iconic.
She threw her jacket. She ran into his arms. He grabbed
They
her.
prepped
They
on the sides of the
prepped.
stage.
They
yeah.
both looked so hot. They were dating in real life as well, so it
Yes.
was acceptable.
I do think it was toxic though. So
Yeah,
God
but
bless
that's
them.
what made it really
That's
hot.
what made it fun for us.
Listen, sometimes it's okay. They were young.
As long as they got out of it, okay. We're fine.
Okay. Why did Tom Cruise decide to jump on Oprah's couch on national TV at 3 p.m. on a random Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or
random
Friday?
weekday. It was so unwarranted, but he was just so in love with Katie Holmes. Again, toxic, probably not really good
Yes.
in the end, but he was just that in love with
Literally,
Katie Holmes.
Oprah was like, so you're dating somebody. You have somebody special in your life. He was like, yes. And she was like, Katie Holmes. He was like, yes.
And he's
Jumped
like,
up and down. Mind you, he was like 40, if not 50. He was like 100 years old, basically, whatever.
And she was a humble 22-year-old,
yes,
probably.
she was a child bride.
Yeah, she was a
She
child
was
bride.
so young.
Yes.
We were like, what is happening? Like, what is actually happening right now?
Yeah. It was a lot.
One of the earliest viral moments, I would say, in
Definitely.
TV history.
I can like see it clear
Me too.
as day.
And
because
that
that's
yellow
how many
couch,
times. Yeah.
he was wearing all black.
Mm-hmm.
Viral.
And him like
international.
with
yeah.
his like
yeah.
there's
And
too
everyone
much.
was like, okay, congrats, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Sure, good for you. 5, where was Kalhonaho shot?
Again, she runs a
2
marathon.
location. Yeah.
But their house, which I think is supposed to be in Queens, but is filmed in Flatbush.
Okay, yes.
That
Yes,
I
yes.
know
Yes.
because we recently were like, where is this house?
Yes.
And then her favorite spot in the world is like Dumbo.
Yes.
And it's like by the waterfront. And
Okay.
somehow she goes all that way every day.
She does. And now, like,
And I'm
when
like,
I
what
started
bus do
living
you
in New
take to
York,
get
I
there?
was
Like-
how did we get here? I'm so confused.
And they like meet at like NYU, but then her running path takes her to Columbus Circle. She's in the park at some point. She's in like,
Yeah,
she's in
she's at
Alphabet
Central
City at some
Park.
point. Like, it's just anything.
The Brooklyn Bridge is just all there all the time. This
Yeah.
is shot in like Central Park, just the Brooklyn Bridge, just the image of it, and then like the West Side Highway
Yeah.
randomly. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on? What is
He
this
also
house?
like one of the apartments is on the other side of the city facing Jersey.
Yes.
And then the restaurant that they meet at is in LIC. Water's Edge is
Yes.
supposed to be in LIC.
But you know they shot other stuff in a different country.
In a different country. I know they shot stuff in Jersey as well, like Hoboken and
no,
stuff.
outside of the US.
I don't know about this location.
Toronto.
Oh
The
wait.
interiors are in Toronto.
That makes sense.
Yes. That's why the way the houses are like facing was like,
That is not an
going
American.
on? This neighborhood doesn't make any sense.
Not at all.
Even in Queens, it doesn't make sense.
No.
Yeah, Toronto.
Wow. Love that for them.
With that
world
being
tour.
said, can you tell our listeners about Drunk Bollywood?
So I produce a show called Drunk Bollywood, and it is as insane as the name makes it sound, if not crazier. And
Yeah.
if you've seen it, I'm so sorry. Thank you for coming. That is my disclaimer to everybody. It is just the most wild, like, parody recreation of a Bollywood film. And so far we have done Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, we've
Yes.
done Main Hoon Na, we've done Kuch Kuch Hota Hai.
I've been to Drunk Bollywood. It's
Yes.
a live stage performance of like the Bollywood movies with these amazing and deranged actors. And like
Deranged.
the audience is like, it's like very participatory. It's like you're having a drink, you're participating. It is the best time.
And the thing is, these movies are so beloved to like so many audience members that we will have people screaming the lines
Yes,
as
people
the
literally
like
know
actors
all
are
of the
doing
words
it.
to the movies.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like I most recently with Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, there's like iconic her saying like Rahul is a cheater, 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 and the whole audience is like cheater, 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 and I'm like, you guys forget the lines. The rest of the audience knows the lines.
Yeah, they'll feed it to you.
It is so fun, and it's really like the worst ideas we can think of in the studio.
Yes.
We will put it in the show.
Amazing.
Yes,
And then where can they find you / find updates on the time and location for Drunk Bollywood?
Yes. So if you go on Instagram, Lion Party Films is the name of the production company that I run. So that account has everything. And we have a Drunk Bollywood account. It's Drunk Bollywood on Instagram. That is the easiest way because we post all the updates to stories, to posts, and then all the links are going to be right there for you to get tickets. And we usually do sell out.
They
which
do.
God bless.
They fully
we
sell out.
sell out.
Get your tickets early when you can.
We've done 11 shows, and out of those 11, I think 9 have sold out.
That
8 or
makes
9
sense.
has sold out.
Because you're good at your job.
Thank
and
you so
guys
much.
put on a good show.
I agree.
Yeah, y'all kill it.
It's such a ridiculous time, and also I think it's a fun way to spend some time out in New York without just going to a restaurant or getting a drink. You're like, you'll get a drink with a ridiculous show.
Yes.
And it's also so fun, and the environment is so fun.
Yeah, you can bring all your friends. It's cool. Also, like, I'm not Indian. Have I watched an inordinate amount of Bollywood movies for somebody who's not? Sure, whatever. Sue me. Actually, that was very much a thing in my culture in Ethiopia. So
Yeah.
mind your business.
It's true.
Yeah. So, but like, again, I don't speak the language or whatever, but I can perfectly understand the shenanigans. Shenanigans is its own language,
It
and
is.
they are well versed in it at Drunk Bollywood. So you can come regardless of like whatever your ethnicity language may be.
Yeah, it's in English. And then the only time we switch over to Hindi, we still like repeat it in English, but it's mostly in English. And it is such a wild time. I highly recommend watching the movie before just so
Yes.
you because there are like jokes about jokes about jokes.
Yes.
And we also like to think of it as like when you're watching the movie with your friends, the like stupid jokes that you make to each other, we make them into full-blown bits on stage.
Yeah. Follow Raashi. Do your personal.
Yeah,
social media?
Raashi Desai with an underscore at the end.
She's also a photographer.
Yes.
A director, producer. She does it all. So if you have queries, ask her.
Oh, definitely.
And then you can please subscribe to this podcast. Are you new on YouTube? Please rate us on Apple Podcast, 5 stars only, please.
Yeah.
Comment, interact. Tell us about your first tattoo or any other first time experiences. You can email us at areyounewpod@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, and it's also on Spotify, wherever you get podcasts.
Yeah.
And thank you to all our listeners, and I will see you next time with another newbie on this.
Yay!
Bye. Thank you.